welcome to the Cult of Cinema. When last we left off, it was heading up on Black Friday. It hadn't quite reached us yet. You were getting ready to buy stuff.
Yep.
I was losing my voice the very first day, the day before I started a new job. So we didn't end up doing anything else until this very minute. So not only are we looking at the partner labels, we're going to give our thoughts on the whole Black Friday, how we think it held up,
Yep.
what our thoughts on it are, the whole controversy about the whole slipcover. I want to talk about that. I know you're a massive Fatal Games fan, so that's going to be something to look into as well. So we got a few things, and with that being said, have you watched the first two Doctor Who's?
No, my wife has, and she was screaming and yelling, and she was over the moon. I do want to watch them, but I kind of want to watch them when the third one's out, because I'm that type of person who gets really angry waiting.
Oh, you're like Kent. She hates waiting. That's why she normally waits.
So I'll probably watch it all probably the day before the new one comes out, the third one, and then probably watch it like that.
I'll tell you right this. We're going to get into the compartment only because I want to dive right into it. But I'll say this right now. Top form, best it's been in years. And I
think it's everything everybody hoped. It's benign.
Hey, Jason, welcome, man. So for those that don't know, I shaved. So the last time I was on here, I had a massive beard, like the Thing, like Kurt Russell, the Thing.
I said he was your twin, Jason. I said, look, when I got on the thing, I said, am I twin to Jason or is this Aaron?
So apparently, Jason, Malcolm finds you incredibly handsome. So there we go. So with that being said, hey, Twisted, welcome, man.
Twisted.
I'm going to open up the thing so I don't miss your messages. And then we are going to go into and look at those partner labels because I've only seen one. It's the one, I've only looked at one. The one that I'm...
The one that concerns you the most because it comes from your home country.
It's a big, like when I heard Canadian International Pictures was going to become a thing.
Yeah.
This is kind of what
you expected, right?
Yeah. This is more what I expected for them to be doing. Can I find?
I'll check the cover for it. It's lovely.
I haven't even seen that yet. Like, I'll be honest with you. I saw it on there, and why is this not coming up? Why am I not getting the fucking things?
Oh no!
Peeving me off.
Jason says bold is beautiful.
Hells yeah.
That's what my wife tells me all the time because I'm going bold up here. See? Oh dear.
All right, so we're gonna have to have you read the messages for a bit because for some bloody
I could do that.
Things aren't coming up on here, and I am peeved. You're ready to start your video? Yes.
Jason says since TV and CS left OCN, the partner label stuff is not as exciting since television and Culture Shock left.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to take off my glasses for this because we're going to dive into this and start off with, okay, what the heck is this?
Charlie Victor Romeo, I can tell you a bit about that. It's based off of true black box situations, and it's kind of like, like drama thing, like a theatre kind of thing.
3D?
Oh, it's in 3D as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like based off of 5 black box situations on a plane, during emergencies. It's a bit of a weird thing.
That's different. I mean, 3D aspect of it definitely surprised me.
Yeah.
By the way,
Green Ricky says Charlie Victor Romeo is nearly at 500 of 1,000 gone. And Jason says, kind of interested in the Stephen King documentary. I was too, but I didn't buy it because it was released over in. I thought, why would I buy the one from there when over here it's released here cheaper? It just didn't make any sense to me. But if it was released over, I'd have been as excited about it and interested in it. Because who doesn't want to watch a documentary about Stephen King?
That's the killer part. That's the wonderful part about it.
I mean, especially if it's done right.
I'm trying to get this thing to come up here so that... Oh, these ads.
I hate the ads.
It's nice. Nice to see what they have, like what ads they use for my channel, though. Apparently, fitness.
Love honey ones, right?
No, not at all. I wish.
Oh.
That'd be more interesting.
Imagine, get this free toy with every time you watch the channel.
Let's see. For some reason, the freaking like stuff isn't coming up. So yeah, it's interesting. So it's a 3D title. I'm guessing my dad is going to be looking at this one. But here's one I want to talk about. We'll get into the other stuff. But this is The Dog Who Stopped the War. A really big Canadian film. For those who haven't seen it, it's like pretty incredible.
Even Donna jumped up and down for this when she saw this.
Yeah, it's a big one. For those that haven't seen this movie, you really, really should. If you got kids, you should definitely see it. So April Fool's slip for Fiddle Games. It's weird. We'll get to that actually, because that is that was a choice. Not sure it's the right
if
choice.
If you search for Fatal Frames, you'll have more than enough, mate. People are saying that slip for over $150.
That is so stupid. I'm sorry, it really is. The slip thing has gotten to a little bit much at this point.
Yeah, I won't be saying mine.
It's going to crash. Like that market is going to crash sooner rather than later because it's just getting too far with it.
Well, the gaming market started crashing. That went really big, didn't it? Doing what do you call it?
Oh yeah,
during the whole situation.
The time we can't talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got audio commentary by Kayla Janice, a fellow Canadian, and for those who don't know, the lady behind All Haunts Be Ours and the psychotronic, and the women's about House of Psychotic Women set, among so much more. Where there's a feature-length 81-minute documentary on this one here, celebrating the film's 25th anniversary. This is a really good French film. It's a film. It's for kids, but it's a family film. It works.
Is it set during Christmas?
Here's the thing. I'll put you this way. The Dog Who Stopped Christmas one is one of those movies for me that just stands the test of time, and still doesn't mind like messing you up a bit, like sometimes in certain ways. It's Canadian, like family film.
We can't expect perfection then.
It means that we're twisted. So we're not gonna. It's not Hallmark. Like you're not gonna get Hallmark with.
Yeah, think more Degrassi, I guess.
Yeah, original. But yeah, no, Carver looks absolutely fantastic. The print on this looks really, really good.
It was really good.
Jeez, man. It's one that I want to get.
Is this a first time Blu-ray release?
As far as I know, I mean, like for me, like Malcolm, this is something I used to watch on TV, right? I was like 13 when this movie came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
fond memories then.
Yeah, very fond memories actually, and some. I don't want to give stuff away, but yeah, fond memories. We'll say In Bloom plus My Happy Family from Big World Pictures. I'm going to ask you if you know something about this because I don't.
No, I don't know anything about this movie. All I know is it seemed interesting, so I picked it up.
You did? I thought you were
because it's a double pack. What's that?
Remember, next year you have 3 per month, so you have.
I had this conversation with my wife because I said to her I was thinking about not resubscribing.
Yeah.
And I said I'm going to resubscribe, but I definitely have to cut down on the titles I buy. So yeah, 3 definitely 3 to 5, but only 5 if there's ones I feel I must have.
We're going to do a video not on here. More than likely, it's going to be on the Crimson Cult on the Patreon channel, talking about the pros and cons of subscribing. With you on the pro side, me on the con side, just to give like a whole full discussion on it. Because I think it's something that should be done, and it's something people ask about a lot. And I often get asked, should I subscribe? Why should I subscribe? Why shouldn't I subscribe? Should I resubscribe? All that type of stuff. So I think that's an overdue video.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's the one that you're mentioning. I did not know this was a thing. King on Screen. Is this Dark Star? Okay, so it's not ETR then.
It's the new documentary, so that sounds interesting.
Mike Flanagan, of course, Greg Nicotero, McGarris. You can't do a King on screen with Greg Nicotero.
I do like the slip.
It is. I mean, there's the thing. I'm looking on this slip. I'm not seeing any like scratch offs. Oh, really? That's a plus. Yeah. I'm expecting this to be a fun, interesting talking head documentary. That's what we expect from something like this. I'm not sure how, how much they've gotten into this. Are they going to have clips? What clips can they?
Well, it's only an hour and 45 minutes, I think, so it seems like it's a bit short.
Isn't it weird, though? Like, think about it. We're at a time when an hour and 45 minutes seems short. Like,
well, it definitely is for a documentary.
Is it, though?
On that guy who's been doing it for like 30 years.
Now it is, but like, if we were talking about like 10 years ago, though, Malcolm, hour and 45 minute documentary, be like, oh wow, we're getting like more than 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's only since the In Search of Darkness and the Crystal Lake Memories and the Elm Street documentaries that we've expected anything like this before. Like, if we got a 60-minute documentary, we're like, oh wow, we got a 60-minute documentary.
That's true. I guess because we didn't expect them to be so in depth. I mean, they'd be deep, but not as deep, like talking about all the books and stuff like that, like they do now.
And it's like, I think a shorter documentary can sometimes work better because it can dive into things and it can leave it open for, like, say they want to make a second documentary, King on Books or King on TV, King on the small screen, something like that. It leaves the options open.
The next one, the mail order murder, you do not want to go over when you talk about.
Which one? Yeah, Lady World?
No, the one after this one.
Oh, is it?
Because it's got nudity on it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, another one here. I don't know this one, 2018, Yellow Veil. I do like Yellow Veil pictures. This sounds
They do release a lot of proper good movies.
8 teenage girls are trapped at an endless birthday party after a massive earthquake. Oh, yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, nope. When one goes unexpectedly missing, a menacing power, power struggle takes hold, and rumors of a male prowler push the girl's fragile psyche even farther into a series of strange. That sounds good. Sounds really freaking good. Strange.
What about that? I say it's quick because that reminded me. I watched Boys, and that twist at the end is hilarious.
Did you? Wasn't it though?
It was. It was so funny.
That was what my pick for. That was my movie last year. Like when I did my top 10 horror films, that was number one. And there's some good stuff that came out last year. And after watching Bottom, did you watch that one yet?
No, I watched that one yet.
Oh my god! It's super bloodier.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching that. I just think it's right because I was watching the film. I went, "Oh, this ain't that great," and then when that twist at the end happened, I was just like, "Yes, this is really good."
Yeah, that's what really. And the thing was, that wasn't originally supposed to be. The original was supposed to be it's supposed to be straightforward without giving anything away. It's supposed to be much more straightforward. I've read the original script actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad they changed it. Use the term loosely. Yes, that is true. Gentlemen, using the term loosely. Hell yeah.
Hey. So they basically re-released Mail Order Murder, the story of Wave Productions, right?
Okay.
So you could just buy this slip if you wanted, or the actual thing. And on the back of this slip, there's a woman it's a cartoon, like the front, but it basically with big things roped up. So it's just a re-release with another slip.
Yeah, not as nice a slip either.
No. I mean, it was a bit weird because I was like, why have they re-released it?
That was Saturn Core's first release. Maybe some people didn't know Saturn Core as much back then. Didn't. But did it need a slip? Okay, let's do this. Let's talk this for a second. I'm going to be honest. I am getting so tired, Malcolm, of the slip thing. I very much am. It's nice. It's an interesting
Yeah.
bonus, but I no longer feel the need that I need. Oh, I have to get the slip, or
No.
this is incredible, or I'm going to pay extra money for a slip. Hey, and ready, welcome, man.
Hey, I'm ready.
Actually, we're
Yeah.
going to get to that actually, and to spoiler alert, Jason. Same.
Hello, Alan.
Hey, Alan, welcome, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm very tired of people like, okay, oh yeah, the slip thing is, it's gone overboard.
Yeah. Well, from my standpoint, say I bought Mal Order Murder for £35 with the slip, the original slip. So, hey, Zammy,
Sammy, welcome, man.
and Mutineer, is that you say it?
Mutineer, yeah.
Anyway, hello. And then they released this one, and I'm like, oh, if I'd have waited, and this happens later on in this as well. So you'll see when I tell you at the time. But I do think it's getting a bit crazy. I mean, I don't know why anyone buys the Kino Cult ones with the slips because those slips are awful. They're so
Actually,
thin.
no, to be honest with you though, here's the thing: the Kino Lorber ones, it doesn't matter because here the Kino Lorber ones don't cost any more to slip. And if you miss out,
I'm talking about once they go out of print. Once they go out of
oh,
print with the slip, people paid like £90 to £100 for some of the Clint Eastwood ones.
oh God, yeah, no, it's not worth that.
So I don't get it. I honestly like because it's so thin and they're so tacky.
I mean, like it's. I'll be honest with you. I've been liking Steelbooks more recently. I get it. It took me a while to get it, and even then, I'm not going to pay extra like bonus money, but not too much, not really. But like I don't know if I showed it on camera or not. I know I showed it to you. Hold on a second.
All right. What's this? That's a very film. It's from Art Label. The guy who runs it used to co-own Culture Shock. Oh dear.
So I got
Oh dear.
this here.
Well, that's lovely. So that's beautiful.
See this? This is put up by Mill Creek. Features like 2 commentaries, including one by the guys, the actual guys, and
Yeah.
kind of like an uncensored like commentary as well. So that's I can see. I get this. I get like this looks gorgeous. I get this. A slip, I no longer get.
Well, before I moved to America, I'd about 600 Steelbooks, but
Oh,
I'd
really?
collected the original ones. Like a Marvel and everything.
Oh, like
Got rid of them.
those Mondo ones and all that too.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The proper expensive ones that really kind of. And I got rid of them. I got a lot of money for them because they were, long gone.
Yeah.
Now I find them really, really annoying unless there's something I really care about or they're actually in a slip. Like when you get them.
Did you just say it? The bane of my existence right now in a slip?
Well, because it protects the actual steel book, doesn't it, from getting damaged?
I mean,
So
I'm not a person. See, here's the thing. I love my movies. I love watching my movies, but I'm not the kid that has like his ties like in their thing and not taking them out. I'm
yeah.
like if I got movies and the slips are a little bit beaten up or something like that. Hey, thank you so much.
Hey.
That's truly appreciated, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Then for me, it's like, yeah, I'm watching this movie. Okay, I got some. It may be a little worn or whatever. That's battle scars for me. I know for some people that's like a horrible thing, right? Because they'll take it and they'll put it into put it into the
Yeah.
things, and which is okay. Everybody's got their own way of collecting. There's no shame or shade with how somebody collects. Everybody should be doing their own thing. It shouldn't be just like one way to do it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, though. I mean, I like Steelbooks. I see them and I like the way they look. I just don't like the opening them up and having to be extra careful when I put them down on the side because they might get scratched or I don't like that.
I think for me, at least I feel like I'm getting something for it, and I don't with the slip anymore. I mean, I did like, ooh, look, this is different, and or look, this looks different, or this is it. I can turn around the artwork. Which was my big gripe with Steelbooks, by the way, was I wouldn't get the Arrow ones because at the time there were window boxes, right? And window boxes, there's
Yeah.
4 different types of artwork. But if I bought the Steelbook, I was
Yeah.
stuck with one type of artwork.
It
So unless
sucked.
I really, really like that artwork, like the Beyond, then yes, I'm going to get Beyond Steelbook. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But if there's a Dario Argento one, it's got 4 different types of art. I'm grabbing that window box, but the window box is no more. So okay, so
Oh.
Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians. Is this one I can look at or not look at?
I think you can look at it.
All right.
I just remember the other one because I was thinking about how good it looked on the back. That's all.
Deaf Crocodile. So I'm going to guess this is another of the kind of the cool, maybe like 1960s, 1980s.
Yeah, kind of weird ones. 1981.
Okay.
I've noticed they've been doing a lot of Russian stuff.
Yeah. Czechoslovakian looks
which
like
is
this.
good.
no,
Okay. Well, around that region,
Yeah, no, like it is kind of like, and it's nice. I mean, like to see like different like foreign releases, especially when you're looking at like everything bundled from Severin. I love that. It's so true, and it's still sold well.
crazy.
That blows my mind.
It's crazy. Yeah, it sold out, didn't it?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have we seen Godzilla -1 yet? Not yet. I'm still behind.
I almost bought the Criterion set during the sale.
See that is worth it. That's a set that's worth it.
I was interested in it until I saw the problems with the actual case.
What do you mean problems with the case?
But over a period of time, the discs slide more into the thing, and they get the sticky residue on them from where it separates. The cardboard separates.
I haven't had that issue, and I've had it since it came out.
How many times have you took them out and watched them just out of curiosity, just to say?
Well, not. I watched once, probably a couple times for each of them.
Okay, so a couple of times. So what I mean is they haven't had a lot of wear to them.
No, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
honestly, like, unless you're like a mega Godzilla fan, like, are you going to take more than a couple times a year? And if you're that mega Godzilla fan, then you're going to take them out and put them in a box anyway.
Yeah, I probably would, to be honest. If I was going to do that, I probably would do that. But yeah, it was just something that I read and it put me off. Someone should release Expensive Taste. It's never been released since video.
I don't remember that one.
Me neither.
Queen of Earth, IFC Films. Did they do it? I did not know.
Yeah, that's a new partner label. It's a new partner label, IFC Films.
So, didn't IFC used to work with like Scream Factory? Like they had a whole bunch of IFC films.
Yeah, I think so. And then they released their own separate stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, because it was like, I'm going to be honest there. When Scream Factory would make announcements, it will be like this.
Yeah.
Oh, man, there's this cool 80s film, and there's this cool 70s film. Oh, there's this IFC film. Pass. That's usually what it was. Come on, be honest. Like,
yeah, that's true.
When you saw this announcement, you'd be looking like, oh, man, look, it's Night of the Comet coming out, or like, it's The Howling 2 coming out. And it's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, it's Popsy.
Yeah, if it's really cheap.
One of my favorite IFC releases, which only released on DVD, was The Den. I love that movie.
Which one?
The Den.
I don't know if I got that one.
Over it's called Hacked. It's about a girl who. It's basically one of those kind of Unfriended style, where it's always on cameras.
I've seen that actually. I've seen this movie, but I don't know. I think about it from there. But I've seen the film. Like a lot of
it's really good.
A lot of the IFC stuff didn't come on, like in Canada, because we had another label called Raven's Banner, and often Raven's Banner would put out the IFC stuff themselves, so they didn't have the rights to do Canadian versions of them. That's why we got some.
Raven's Banner's actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, and I've heard, unfortunately, that they may be going under. Do you know Queen of Earth?
No, I don't know Queen of Earth.
Elizabeth Moss is in it, so that's kind of
cool. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't remember it, but I saw some pictures of it while I was looking. I was like, oh, it's another film with her in.
I like her. Like that's a plus. Let's see if I can actually.
There's some nudity in there.
Oh, is there?
No.
I mean, like, there's just something oddly compelling about Moss. There really is.
I wouldn't show Scrapbook. I wouldn't show it too much because it's like August Underground.
Okay, yeah.
So it's got some
Pass.
gruesome pictures.
Hard pass on that. Sorry, guys.
Yep. I like the slip though.
Yeah. I'm not an August Underground guy. That is a classic. The Dog Who Stopped the War is so far, by far, the best one that has shown up here so far. There haven't, but it's been a bit of a mixed bag. Like for me, IFC, but there have been some really great releases. Like when I'll see, but when Scream Factory were making announcements, that was always the case. Nobody was excited about the IFC announcement. They're excited about the classic stuff. It wasn't a shade at IFC as much as it was a shade.
It's a massive shade. Greatest company ever.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, we should pimp this. We will be doing scorecards. Every year I do a scorecard, but this time you're going to be with me to do the scorecards. So you're going to get.
It's going to be very interesting as well because I'm sure we're going to have varied opinions on this, but it's going to be quite detailed.
And that'll be kind of cool, like because that way, if we especially have completely polar opposite opinions, which can happen, and sometimes we might just line up right in sync. But either way, it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes because we won't be telling each other ahead of time. So when we tape these, it'll be the first time that we hear each other's thoughts on it.
Exactly. And I hope there is a Forgotten Jelly box set coming January since I'm resubbing. So I hope so. Because that's what I want. I want that stuff.
What they need, Malcolm, is for the second half of the year to please in 2024, can the second half of the year, the second half be as good as the first half of the year. I am still in Canada. I'm in Newfoundland right now. I'm probably going to be in Canada unless something serious happens until the end of January. So whether that be Newfoundland or Halifax, I'll be traveling.
Hey, Jason's resubbing time.
The second half of the year for Vinegar Syndrome over the last 2 or 3 years, and we'll talk about this more when we do the video, has always been the
lackluster.
Yes, and so I feel like you end up like buying a full year and getting really half a decent year. It's like when you're a kid, right? And you go to the store and you see these surprise packages, and you see them all the time. They're like it could be like $1 or something like that. You got the clown or whatever on thing, and you're like, oh man, what candy could be in there and all this kind of cool stuff. And it says with toy surprise, right? And sometimes you get it and you get like you got a cool like sucker, and you got like some kind of like some gummy candies and stuff like that. And you get like this man you put together type thing, or just kind of this really cool like army man. Or another time you get it, like say maybe you get like a Cracker Jacks, and like with a toy surprise, and you open it up, and the toy is a piece of paper, is a card, and you're massively disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that year, just that year though, Jason. Last year too. I will go on record right now and I'll say this year, 2023, I consider that a bit of like the second half of 2023, a bust for pretty much for Vinegar Syndrome. It was okay titles, but nothing that really blew my mind. As we
you're telling me all those 10 films in that box set didn't make you squeal with excitement?
It should have been Agfa. I'm sorry, it should have been Agfa. That's an Agfa.
I said that from the moment it was announced.
And I mean, it looks gorgeous. I'm not going to lie, it looks gorgeous. Might be some interesting films on there. If it's cheap enough, I'll buy it down the road. But it's not a day one. It was really not. And that's just me, right?
Well, Prophecy 1, 2, and 3 wasn't either, in my view.
Yeah. No,
the only one I'm really excited for is Fatal Games.
Yeah, because that hasn't been around for such a long time. It's a hard find to get. Fade to Black was another one like that, right? You had people hadn't seen it in years. I love this cover, by the way. I'm totally enamored with this cover. I don't know what this movie is.
It's nice, isn't it?
But friggin' awesome.
It's a skateboarding movie. I don't know if it's a documentary or if it's an actual movie.
It looks like a movie. Leif Garrett's in it, so guessing it's an actual film.
I'm glad it's not
bad news.
because I get to it with the sub.
Well, I understand that, but
I
and for
don't agree.
me, Jason, the downs are always in the second half of the year. Just go back and look. Some of the best releases are in the first half of the year in the last 2 years, last 3 years, I'd say.
We remember, Jason, as well, right? And this is no diss to Aaron, right? But you're subscribed. Aaron isn't. So because Aaron's not got them and he sees them, it could be a different view to you who subbed, and then you see them and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm happy with this. It's because you'd have the choice to pick them monthly if you wanted to. You're going to have more probably of a harsher view of them if you did.
Or maybe, to play devil's advocate, maybe you have more of a center view, a disposition on it, because you're subscribed, because you're built in that, okay, I've paid the money for this, right? So it's like, when you got something, right? And it's okay,
Yeah.
but you've paid for it. But you're like, okay, no, this is brilliant. This isn't okay. This is brilliant. And I'm not saying that's what it is, but for some times, that is kind of what happens, right? It's like you pay for something and you're either like, okay, I love this, or I don't love this, but I like this, but I paid enough for it that I'm going to say that I love it.
Well, that was like me, wasn't it? When Terror to Tenkiller came out, I was like, this is a masterpiece after I watched it. This is my new top movie of all time.
Yeah, what a classic, right?
Yeah, classic. I just can't get enough of it. I've watched it like 50 times.
In the description, part labels, millions of sub labels not included do add up. Yeah, there you go, right? As long as stuff that you're interested in. Like, I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from subbing or anything like that. I'm just being honest. For me, and this, this year would probably be the if there's a year that I had the money I might have the money to sub. Might be this
year. It would have been this year.
Yeah. But I can tell you, for me, it's just I'm just going to buy, what I like.
Yeah.
And what I don't like, I just pass on.
Well, my view is they should make the subscription now where you get the VSA, VSUs, VSLs, and this new one in it. If you choose to pay that little bit extra, I'd rather that than having to constantly buy them separately.
But you get 50% off, right?
Well, it's not 50% off though, is it? It's $8.
Yeah, I know, man.
I hate when people say 50% off. It's $8 off. Why can't people just say that?
Because you're trying to, because like I said before, when people subscribe, they like to put it with, as
Well, my view is this as well. My view of this with partner labels is this year I bought almost every single partner label title.
Okay, let me tell you something then. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to interrupt you, and I do apologize because I'm going to be rude for a second.
Sure.
Okay. Let's just say January comes, okay? And
Sure.
Vinegar Syndrome gives you an option. And they say, you can resubscribe, okay, with our regular subscription with the 50% off the partner labels, or you can get a special subscription for the partner labels.
Well, you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah. What do you do?
I think I'd do the partner one and just buy the Vinegar Syndrome ones, to be honest, because there's less of them, isn't there, every month?
Exactly. We come back to my point. So partner all the way. See, there you go. Hey there, George. Welcome, man. Because that's the thing. Because at this point, I do think that their Vinegar Syndrome put in some really good stuff in the first half of the year, and it feels like they run out of steam, and we get lesser in the second half of the year, and that it's the 50% off the partner labels that keep people resubbing, which I really get. I 100% do. But I think it's something that we got to, when we're making that point, we got to kind of got to focus on that too.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting through
that. What I was going to say.
Go ahead.
What I was going to say to finish, I was saying, before you asked me the question, was I bought all but 2 partner labels during the year. Right, one was that Stephen King one because it's available over here, so I don't see a point in buying it. And there was another one, right? And I've spent so much money this year on those titles, but it feels mostly partly a waste. So I'm a little bit on that. That's why I said I want to try and focus on getting 3 partner labels every month with my thing. 5 if there's films I actually want. Like, for instance, if a film I love pops up, like for you, with the dog for Stop the War kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's exceptions for that. But for ones I don't know, 3.
That's the thing. And there should be wiggle room. Like if there's 4 partner labels that you like in a month, and over 3, like that you really genuinely that you want, not because that you haven't seen them, but because you really want them, then definitely you got to have that wiggle room.
Yeah. The 3 companies I seem to buy a lot of from Vinegar Syndrome for some weird reason is Satan's Core. I don't know why, but for some reason I love that label. All with Innocence, which I really love, and Africa. I always buy Africa titles.
See, the thing was, I was buying Africa titles long before they became a partner label. If anything, they were like the one company, partner label company that I knew about, like that I 100% knew about. Well, I guess Umbrella I knew about too. But obviously, I worked with them for a bit. But Sons of Steel,
the Australian movie, right?
Yeah. God, I haven't seen this one in a long time. It's a fun one though. If someone I remember,
I believe I saw it years ago. But those type of films, if I hadn't seen them in years, they kind of fade into another.
Oh,
this one looked interesting because there's a lovely picture behind that guy. So I was like, this seems interesting.
Is it like a neo-Nazi or not?
Yeah. It's kind of like that, but I wouldn't say it because you get demonetized for saying that.
Oh, for saying that NA. Okay. The Nazi. Yeah, okay. I probably get demonetized. Shag it. Guys, yes, for people, definitely. Super chat, donate, super sticker to help me out.
So Aaron got us demonetized, not me this time.
As Christmas comes up.
What ones did you get in, ready?
Yes, I'm actually kind of curious.
This is a new one.
This is the one that Jason said is from the ex-guy from like Culture Shock, right? The ex-Culture Shock guy.
Yeah.
Surfy out
again, you can kind of tell that. You can kind of tell that when you look at the images, because when you look at some of the Culture Shocks, older releases, like the DVD releases, they're kind of similar to what this one looks like.
To bring the movie of the month features to this for what is this? I mean, can I look at is it safe to look at the pictures there?
Yeah, I think so.
The hell?
Looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Did you buy this?
Okay. Big story on this one.
Okay.
I bought all of them, didn't I? Right. Big story on take it out in trade. I bought this off somebody for £80 without the slip, right? Because it was out of print, and then they released it on the bloody site with the slip again. So angry about that.
Is Day of the Panther worth a buy?
Yes, it's one of the best Australian martial arts movies of all time. Strike of the Panther, on the other hand, or the Revenge of the Panther, whatever it's called, isn't. It's terrible. But the first one's brilliant.
Oh, is this?
I used to watch it all the time as a kid. This is not a good movie.
I got this movie. There's actually 2 movies. There's another movie on this. There's a second movie on this.
There's 2 on it. There's mostly 2 on all of them.
Yeah. No, I bought this one back when I bought like the what's it called, Lady Dragon, or whatever it was called. And I bought another one called The Violent Years at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I paid £80 for that originally because it was out of print.
I think it was like $12.
And this one I bought off of somebody for £60 because it was out of print. Yeah, I bought them off the same guy. This was like 8 months ago.
I'll tell you that right now. This is
That
by
was
far
like because
the
it was out of
better.
print, and then they re-released it with the slip. So I've bought this version, right? I bought these versions to get the slip to put on my one. So
Because this
oh
one, at least,
dear.
this is a better one. This out of the two, like I would say, this is the better one, in my opinion. Anyway, what's your thoughts? I like the Volunteers better,
Yeah, I think it's better. I think it's a lot better.
and Anatomy of a Psycho
One
is a
thing
better second feature.
yeah, I agree with you there. I like them. I like the slips. I like how basic they are.
I mean, it's Agfa, and that's kind of what you expect, right? What I like about Agfa is that it's no nonsense with it. There's no big thing, and like, sure, I'm guessing
Yeah,
some people are going to buy these over for slips, or maybe I'm not sure if it gives you the option to just buy the slip if you already got it or something
no,
like
it
that.
doesn't
Oh.
because they were out of print.
Oh, okay, so yeah, because I got these.
When I bought them, they were out of print. So because I wanted to complete my collection and be up to date, so I bought them because they were out of print, and then they come in print again for Vinegar Syndrome.
Look at that, a VH version of the Adam Rifkin Film Festival.
Oh, lovely! I'm surprised that hasn't sold out.
Isn't that just his home movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a novelization of Commando Ninja. That's awesome.
Yay. That is, yeah. That's okay. Yay.
Yay!
No, it's actually I like novelizations of books, like of books. I like books with words in them.
Yeah, you just stare at blank pages.
No, man. Coloring books.
And Reddy says, I got Boarding House. That was a good one. Martha Girl and Tragedy Girls. Some good choices.
I love Tragedy Girls. That is such a good freaking movie. Nobody talks about it.
I love the ending of that.
If you haven't seen Tragedy Girls,
just watch that. Sometimes I put it on just to watch the ending.
It's good. That's like, what's the name of that movie? It's not like it all like Tragedy Girls, but just every time I think of Tragedy Girls, I think of it because I watched them at the same time. And it was just like, it was kind of a revenge movie. Promising Young Female, I think it was called. Remember that one?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Promising Young. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Freaking good.
I haven't watched it. I watched it, but I've got it on my shelf.
Oh, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
It's on my shelf. I watched that Saint Maud one.
How'd you like it?
A while back, and I loved it. I thought the ending was hilarious.
I think you'll definitely like. Yeah, you 100% like it. I
think I just didn't put it because I think I didn't put it on at the time. Recently, it was because it was quite long.
It's it's definitely went in some ways I didn't expect. Okay, so choices from here. Dog Who Stopped the War. Buy that. If you don't live in the UK and you're not getting it over there, King on Screen. I'd say that's worth a buy. If you don't have the Agfas, Tagged Out and Trade is not a good movie. But if you're collecting Ed Wood stuff, for that reason, it's definitely worth having it. It comes with The Love Feast, which is another movie that's not very good, to be honest with you. The commentaries on these are good, though. Frank Henlauer's commentaries I found pretty good. And The Violent Years is a much better one. If you only pick one of these two, Violent Years comes with Anatomy of a Psycho, which is actually a very fun film. So I'd say, like, those right there. As for anything else, it's a bit of a mixed bag. If you've already picked up Mail Order Murders, you don't need to get it if you haven't. It's a really fun documentary. It'll make you want to buy Saturn's Core movies if you never bought it.
It will. That's what it did to me.
Because that's what it does. But the big, the winner for this month, if there's
Scrapbook.
Is no, hell no, no, by that. It's a Dog Who Stopped the War. It's an actual legitimate good film. Like, there are some decent films there, and there's some fun films for what they are. Some of the Ag films are fun films for what they are, but again, go in knowing what they are. The Yellow Veil one looks really interesting, but Yellow Veil always looks really interesting. I still haven't watched Knocking yet, which I do have.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is a good one, because I always get worried that, like, I'm going to read, like, that I'm reading a premise and the premise is not going to deliver, right? That's always my biggest concern.
It delivers, but I think it all depends on how invested you get in the movie, whether or not you like it or not.
That's the thing. There's the thing.
It's one of those kind of movies where you have to kind of, be right on it. I would always recommend Altered Innocence because I just love those titles. I just feel like they're always so different and so
and they do different good stuff.
expressive.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's, to be honest, no, seriously, it's something that's needed. It's a
Yeah.
Now this one here kind of is a bit disturbing, but I'm sure this. There's of course this umbrella one. I mean,
It does look good.
Yeah. This is hoping it likes the one that I'm thinking about, and it's real and it's pretty good. But I can't remember for sure. That looks good.
It does look good. I feel like I've seen the movie, but I might be getting mixed up with another one.
What is your meh? Okay, let's do this. Something. Let's do a meh of the month.
All right.
As a wrestling fan, do you recommend Fake It? I don't remember Fake It So Real. I don't remember Fake It So Real. I don't know if I've seen it. You've seen that, Malcolm?
Fake It So Real. Possibly. How old is it?
Because that's the thing. It's an older one.
Is it an older documentary?
The issue with me is that I've seen so many of these things that they kind of blend into one another.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, especially with wrestling, because they kind of hit the same subjects unless you've got something specific in it.
Did you know, Malcolm, I was drinking a nice cold Pepsi today?
Oh.
Just saying. Just putting it out there. Having a nice
Pepsi. So you plunged it, did you, afterwards?
I plunged the Pepsi. That is like, we'll do it. We won't do it tonight, but we'll do a discussion on this whole thing because I really think there's been a whole landscape change. It's very exciting.
That one. The fake. I watched that. I watched it.
Is it okay?
Good? I've watched it. It's all right. It's about this. It's about this low budget wrestling company. They're very low budget and they're kind of like this family orientation. It feels a very hit and miss opportunity. It's not the greatest documentary, but it's fun from the standpoint of these people that are basically nobodies. Do you know what I mean? The wrestling business, like they're in wrestling, they're like those small town kind of wrestlers, but you don't know unless you go to their town. That kind of wrestling, which is sad because they're putting their boys on the line. They're thinking, I recommend it if you see it cheap because it was decent. It was decent, but it's not anything like over the top. It's more about their connection, more about their love for the wrestling, more about how they work together, more about how, how there's like one guy in charge and they respect that guy and how he's a wrestler. And it's not the greatest, but it's an okay watch.
So would you call this, Malcolm, then a sale buy then?
Yeah, I'd call it definitely a sale buy.
All right. If you're going to choose a meh of the month for here, what's your meh of the month?
Probably Charlie Victor Romeo, probably, because I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, and it feels like it's more of a stage play.
I'll put Scrapbook there because I really don't think that's going to be in it. Like, August Underground already for me anyway. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, it's low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah.
But that again, like, understand, like, it's just not my style.
Can I quote August Underground? Can I say a quote from it?
As long as it's not going to get me demonetized to go for it.
There's poo on her tit.
I think that's good. Yeah.
I love it because what they do is they cut the bit off, don't they? And then because the guy rubs it in, it's just
okay. Enough.
It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious the way the guy says it,
But I think right here, this is. I will say, I'll go out there and I'll say it, and I'm biased. Obviously, I'm biased. But that's okay. We're talking around bias here. I think this is the best cover. I think it has the best features, including like a feature-length 81-minute documentary on the film. And the transfer looks friggin' amazing.
That's what I mean, Razor. It does look like a nice transfer.
And it's. Let me know, like if you've never seen this, Malcolm. Let me know what you think when you see this film. This is
I
definitely
will
one for you
when
to
it
watch.
comes.
When during, hopefully it comes during Christmas, because it's definitely one of those to watch
Yeah.
during that wintry time.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they ship them sooner, so they do come before Christmas.
Yeah, because this is one that always, I'm going to have some childhood nostalgia towards it, obviously. Obviously we're Canadian. That being said, there's a lot of Canadian pictures I don't like, and if they come on there, I'll definitely say.
Well, Scrapbook's Canadian.
Yeah, still don't like it. So there you go. if real is Canadian, that's like seen Victor Charlie was on Netflix forever. It was a 5 out of 10 for me. The sound is awesome. Real life issues I can respect. That's understandable. Charlie Victor Romeo is an interesting idea, but the acting looks really rough in the trailer. That does tend to be what we get to see a bit from that. Yeah,
I think my most exciting one for the month.
Yeah,
is probably the Old Innocence one, just because it looks like it could be interesting to watch it from a kind of weird standpoint.
it has like an app pupil type look to it, or like what's the name of that one with the famous one? Malcolm, help me now. The one about the neo-ninis.
What film are you talking about? Like, is this a mainstream film?
Yes, the one with the shaved heads, guys.
We're talking about American History X.
Yes, thank you. I totally blanked on it. That's totally what I was trying to say. Dog Stop the War, definitely the key one. Let's talk about Black Friday.
Let's talk about it.
But before we do that, let's talk about, and I got to bring it up. So you're gonna see our faces on screen for a second while I bring up the picture. Ooh. It's I want to see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's talk about these video games.
Sure.
So here it is.
It's incredible. It looks terrible, doesn't it?
Okay, one. If this was on, I don't know. If this was for, I'm going to put it out there. All right. Another title. What would we put? Because this is, for those that don't know, this is meant to look like, I assume, and I think you got it out of it too. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. Like a Nintendo video game, like scratch card, right? Remember those?
Yeah, it's supposed to, because if you look at the back, it shows the back there as well on the screen with the Nintendo looking label.
Oh, Nintendo. Okay, yeah. And why? I mean, like Fatal Games. Why? Like, wouldn't you imagine, like maybe a lenticular with with maybe a javelin, right? Kind of.
Should have been. I reckon it should have been lenticular of the first thing where maybe where the guy's on the floor and it goes straight through him.
Yeah, like
they
that.
Could have had like lenticular of the killer, on the roof and him down there, and then it just gone.
Like, who is going to scratch this off? For one, are you going to scratch yours off?
No.
Okay, here's the thing.
But what they should have done to make this film more worth it is they should have said that the scratch off could win you a prize. That's what they should have done. They should have had a prize that if you got it on the slip, the certain thing, you could get it. That's what they should have done.
Like, and even if you are into Nintendo Ragnar, I really don't think it makes much sense. I mean, they're like Cloak and Dagger. If they were going to do a slip and have a Nintendo like thing, Cloak and Dagger, there you go. Make it for Cloak and Dagger. But for Fatal Games, it doesn't make sense.
Well, plus it's going to look nasty. Once you scratch it off, it's going to look bad.
Yeah, and like some people are going to go one of two ways with this, Malcolm. They're either going to keep it like it is. Well, they're going to one of three ways. They're going to flip it online, or they're going to keep it like it is, put it on display, or put it on the case, whatever. But if you put it on your case, it's eventually going to scratch a bit, right? You're taking it out. Some of it's going to get scratched off a little bit. That's what happens. or you're going to scratch them all off and have it like that. And like, okay, there it is. It's all scratched off. Don't have to worry about that. Here's what it looks like. But it's
Nasty.
man. Yeah, it is. It's like DJ Shay says. You might scratch it. Who doesn't really matter, because eventually, here's the thing: if you can put it in plastic, you can put it somewhere, but eventually it gets moved around, stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to start scratching off anyway. Anybody's ever had a scratch
I might give it.
Eventually, well, either scratch off, or after years, you won't be able to scratch it, and then it's a mess, and then you can't see what's behind it anyway. So, yeah, I'd probably scratch it, because I'd rather have it and see the whole picture, I guess, than see what's behind it, than eventually not be able to.
Yeah.
So that you get to a point where it comes, what happens, right? When those scratch cards, they get kind of milky.
Yeah.
So you go
they get weird.
and it goes right through the paper, like it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like,
I feel like they really did think this through.
Yeah, Sean. Yep. I feel like the half of this year was.
I guess that's where they got the idea from. They probably saw Fatal Games and then thought, oh, let's make some sort of game for it, the scratch-off game.
Yeah,
silly idea. Yeah, so I mean, the other year's lenticular was phenomenal.
And it wasn't even the greatest.
I've still got it. I've still got it in my bed. I've still got that lenticular in my bedside drawer from when I get lonely at night.
Like Visimax.
I can't put this there. I can't put this there. This should have been a lenticular.
Well,
I might give it to my dog.
Put in his will that no one can scratch.
I might give it to the neighbor's dog.
I'm disappointed, man. But it's really disappointing for me. And I got a caveat. Put that caveat there, because people are going to have some people are going to get, people are going to come in and be real angry, stuff like that. This is their 10th anniversary.
This is what you get. This is what you get if you did the $10 donation. Sorry, Aaron, I just want to put that out there.
No, yeah, this is what you get, dude. This is it. 10 years. Vinegar Syndrome has been around for 10 years. They've been killing it for a lot of that time. They've put out a lot of stuff, and I think they've improved. They've done a lot of really good stuff. They've put out labels, put out titles that we dreamed titles we wanted to see, and all that type of stuff. I'm disappointed in the 10th anniversary year from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm disappointed that the box set that was touted for the 10 movie box set is an AGFA type release.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that people spent $10 to get a scratch off slipcover.
It's a scratch off slipcover, Sean.
It's a slipcover for Fatal Games that's meant to look like a Nintendo game, like when those scratch outs from back in the day. Like, I mean, it's
when you got to remember, I subscribed this year for the first time, right?
Yeah.
And there was this big hype about the 10-year anniversary. Big things were going to happen. The 10 film set was going to be like a big thing. It was going to be phenomenal. There was other big titles in the line. And I honestly feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the titles in the sense that most of mine I hadn't seen before. So it was great for me to watch them. I'll always be excited by titles I've never seen, because I've never seen them, Yeah. But if I think of it from standpoint of quality, it wasn't a 10-year anniversary quality. And not just that, the fact that in January they're doing another 75% off sale on discs as well makes Black Friday pointless, because you might as well wait and see.
I really kind of hope they do. And at this point, I mean, I kind of hope there's some every Vinegar Syndrome slipcover and VSCM. It's a letdown. I agree. Mr. Vinegar Syndrome, a lot of people know me as that. One of the folks I love to see your thoughts on, which thank you so much. And I hope I don't come across as too negative, DJ, but I don't want to come across as disingenuous, is the thing. Is that I want to be able to say when they do a great job, it's going to come across, hopefully. I'm saying they did a great job, because when they don't do a great job, I call them out when they don't do a great job. So hopefully, when I applaud it, okay, yes,
Yeah.
he really likes this. It's all Oscar's fault.
I think the biggest problem so far, if you ask me, is they're releasing too many real known titles now.
I don't know if that's the
I
case.
feel,
I was
but
worried
I
about that.
feel like other titles shouldn't be like. Well, look at this show. I don't want Roadhouse. I don't want Showgirls. I don't want I don't want all these ones that I know. I want movies that I don't know to be released because I know I would probably never ever get them on another label. Maybe.
I think for me, it's a combination of both because I want titles that I haven't seen before. But now there's a but. It's a great big juicy but to that. That but is let it be something that I'm going to watch more than once. Something I'm going to be interested in. So if I get a title and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this one before. And I put it on and I can't get through it. And that happens. Then it's not worth it to me. Now, that being said, that film that I can't get through might be somebody else's favorite film. So at the end of the day, you can't please everybody, right? So you got to hope you can please as many people as possible. So I get why they're doing some of these bigger titles. Like things like a Showgirls or Rotos, I think that's too much into that $5 bin Walmart thing to really be your thing. Stuff like Cloak and Dagger, because they're usually like on like 10-pack sets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wish they'd come from Umbrella, the partner Umbrella thing.
Yeah, I got the Showgirls from Umbrella from the Sinful like Cinema one. I don't feel the need to upgrade for that one. It's got a cool Blu-ray. It's a documentary that's not in the Vinegar Syndrome one.
Yeah.
Is there really? So there's a guy, and maybe he thinks that. Maybe like there's a guy in here like on YouTube, and he loves everything that's Vinegar Syndrome, and that's okay. Because for me, like there was a time, man, when I was like, when me and Vinegar Syndrome were like in sync, and when me and Scream Factory were in sync, and I was like, oh man, like the stuff they're releasing, that's the stuff I want, right? But no, it's not anymore. Like I couldn't sub even like at a time like for Christmas this year, and Malcolm knows this. I got it back there. Most people do. I got a PlayStation 5. I could have got a close to Vinegar Syndrome subscription with that if I wanted to, right? But I didn't. And that, by the way, was something that was bandied about. Like it was an offer from my better half, and it came down to like I'm good. I'll get what I want when I'm here, or when sales go on. I can send it over to my dad's or mom's or something like that. But I don't feel it for me. It's completely worth it. However, when somebody says, "Oh, I'm subscribing to Vinegar Syndrome," I'm resubscribing to Vinegar Syndrome. With that being said, I completely get it and I understand 100% why, and 100% agree with them. I just mean from my case, like personally, like 'cause it's not a case by case basis, right?
Yeah, I understand perfectly. I mean, I've got very eclectic taste. I like different things from different, completely different genres, completely different decades. You name it, I'll watch anything. So I don't mind. I don't mind it. I just don't want movies, but I'm buying on a subscription to be movies I've seen before because then I've got no urge to watch them if they're films that I know really well.
That's a chance.
So
Yeah.
I don't mind if up till year 3 they could do no wrong almost. Well, I feel like Vinegar Syndrome has sold out to a degree. I really do. I feel like it's sold out. I feel like I feel like they're basically turning into Kino Cult, but Kino Cult does it better when it comes to these big titles.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, actually. Like, there was a meme online that somebody made, and I showed it to you. And it was like somebody, like kind of made fun of the fact that Kino's doing the Cult label, and
Yeah.
like Vinegar Syndrome, like, oh, I cannot believe you're doing a Cult label, like that was a flex. Kino Cult label is putting out a 4K Ilsa box set.
Yeah.
That's better
Day
than
one, by the
anything.
way.
That's better than anything that Vinegar Syndrome has put out this entire year.
The only way they could have released Ilsa better Vinegar Syndrome if they did it like a VSU, had a more separate disc, and had a massive booklet in it. That would have been better.
I don't know.
That's the only thing that would have been better.
But I mean, it's like, for me, I take the Cult label very seriously from Kino. I think it's a really good idea.
If they stick to it.
Do you think the cardboard went to their head? A bit, yes, I really do. I think that's a.
I think they've. You know what I think happened? I think they made so much cardboard they've actually put slipcovers over their brains.
We're being mean. Well, let's not be too mean. Let's be. They do some good stuff. You're subscribing. You're actually nicer than I am.
Well, as a subscriber, this is what I always say to Bill, right? If I'm paying, I'm subscribing. If I've paid for the goods, I can say whatever I like about the company because I've invested. I've put the money down.
That is fair. That is 100% fair.
That's the way I see it. But I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I think when people, when these companies complain about people getting on their backs, for instance, I'm like, look, as soon as someone's paid you and they're not getting the service you're supposed to be giving them, they have a right to say what they need to say. Now, if I was complaining and I was attacking, I don't know, let's say I was attacking 88 films, and calling them things like, oh, they conned me, they did all this. Yeah, I'd never bought from them. Then I'm in the wrong. Because I haven't given anything to that company. So, Dog Power's a good film.
I want that one title. Actually, I'm waiting for that one to come here to St. John's moment to reach us here.
Is it not there yet?
They haven't got any. Yeah, no, but none of the Kino Cults have shown up here.
Do you know what I bought from America? Do you know what I bought from America recently?
What?
I bought Witness 4K, the Harrison Ford one, and that Barbarella one.
Oh, the Barbarella one's cool, man. Witness is a good one.
Yeah, I wanted it because the book looks like she's, enjoying herself. So I wanted that.
Now that being said, its second sight is going to be 4K. Just so if that makes a difference to you, man, and it's going to probably be a nice big set. So it's really cool that Umbrella's put out. Would you want to know if the Umbrella releases?
Sure. I'll say this: I got the Possession 4K from Umbrella, and I feel like that's going to be a lot better than the Second Sight one because it's almost the exact same formula. Art cards, book. Except it's got a slipcover inside as well, so it's kind of better than, in a way.
All right, let's see what they're. So we got a rigid book, Blu-ray, rigid book, rigid case, a book, a Blu-ray slipcase, poster plus art cards. It looks really nice. Would you buy this over the 4K?
No, I'd buy it if it was. I'd probably buy it if it was the 4K, but I wouldn't buy it. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't buy it because if I know it's coming out over here, why would I buy it from another country? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, but if it wasn't, and this was 4K, I probably would have.
It's a great title. Fantastic, fantastic freaking title. We've waited for years for this one to come out. And now it's coming out from two companies. So in a way, how much more amazing can you get than that, right? Here's a positive.
I wonder if it's the 4K restoration, but they're putting normal Blu-ray.
Let's find out. Doesn't say, actually. It just says that it is a Blu-ray, 97 minutes. Image ratio 2:39. Oh, so it's an rate image ratio. That's good. Audio formats 5.0 and 2.1, 5.1, 2.0. 1080p. Did you see?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. Did you see that 4K outsold Blu-ray this week?
No, but I'm happy to hear that. I'm actually happy to hear that. But I didn't see that. Second site, the update on I can actually talk this. I can do my Jason impression there. You know how when he gives updates and that, and his other people like Brad do. I can do I can actually do an update on this.
Okay.
So second site. No, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just want to say that because that'd be funny if I was. But no. From what I gather, because obviously I'm in the country where second site is, I don't know if you are, Sean. But from what I gather, they're going to announce it for March. That's what I gather.
That's good. Good question. Did 4K outsell because of Oppenheimer? I'm sure that definitely more than likely had something to do with it. And I'm sure once the Camerons come out, that'll definitely have more to do with it as well.
It probably did because I bought the 4K of Oppenheimer on release date as well.
Which is a good film, by the way.
Hmm.
It's not Barbie, but it's a good film.
I actually recently bought. I actually recently bought all of Christopher Nolan's movies I'd never seen.
Oh, nice. Just which ones have you seen?
I need to go through. What ones have I seen?
Or haven't you seen?
The ones I haven't seen are Tenet, Prestige, Interstellar, and Oppenheimer.
Oh, you got some good watchings. Got some really good watches coming out. Yeah. Those are some good films. I probably got to buy Oppenheimer before I go home too. I haven't bought it yet, but my better half's a massive Nolan fan. That's why we got in 4K in the first place. She wanted to get all the Nolans in 4K.
They're made for 4K.
They really are. It's like Nolan said. Nolan went out and said, don't watch my stuff on streaming. Only watch it through physical media because that's going to be the ultimate way to watch it. And some people,
I think that's the key, isn't it? When you watch stuff on streaming, it shouldn't always be the big things. Like, for instance, if I'm going to watch a Hallmark movie, that's easy to watch on streaming because you know what it's going to be. There's no full cinematic situation to it. You see what I mean? As I feel, if you're watching something like, something like a Christopher Nolan movie, there's that scale, there's that situation.
I love this. I got to put this up here. Put those partners level down and watch those Nolans. I love that.
I only got them a few days ago, so.
The Kino Cult Lower series. Do you have any of them in your?
I do actually. I have Lorna. I have Lorna the Exorcist.
That is a good one.
I've got that, and I think I've got one other.
See if it shows up.
Cut Babe.
Called Babel. Babel, that's my God, what? You don't know Called Babel?
Oh no.
Come on, can't overshow it. Lorna the Exorcist is a fun one. Dark Forces I would recommend. I remember watching that one back in the day. Damn it! Why won't they show these? Brands. Maybe it's under brands. Of course it's not. Why would they put it? Why would they do that? Why would they do that?
If it's because you put cut label, you didn't put cult label.
Kino.
Yeah, they are, Sean.
And they're inexpensive. They're cheaper to buy.
Oh, this is painful, isn't it?
It's freaking painful, man. It's painful for me right now. So there's, Alien Outlaws there with Lash LaRue. Look how cheap these are, right?
Yeah. They're on sale right now, aren't they?
Yeah. Dark Power. Love that. Love that one right there. Good old Lash LaRue. I love Lash LaRue, man. And Lorna the Exorcist. This is a nice upgrade from the Mondo Macabro one. I got the DVD of this one.
Definitely big upgrade.
And of course, Ilsa. And there's more coming out too. That's just 3 of them right there. But yeah, definitely look into them, dude. They got some interesting stuff. That's the one, man. There's 4 of them. There's really 3, but there's a 4th one that was kind of renamed. To be Ilsa. I think it was called
Was that the Helga one? Because there was one that was kind of like a spin-off wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, there's like
It's
one.
for
Yeah, it
like
was kind of like
helping.
I think it was one of them shot in Canada actually. I think Tigers of Siberia might have been one shot in Canada. Because there's Ilsa She-Wolf, and there's Tigers of Siberia, Wicked Warden, and whatever. I think Helga was Wicked Warden, right?
Is it Oil Barons?
Yeah, I think maybe the All Barons, something like that. It's got a name on it. But it's interesting to see some of that stuff come about. I guess we look at those other umbrella titles over here. So, question: did you buy much for? Was this like a lean month when it came to? That's Rutgahar month. Or did you buy a lot for Black Friday from the major companies, from the boutique labels like Severin?
Okay. I didn't buy anything from Severin. I bought the standard releases from Vinegar Syndrome for Black Friday, the ones that I want to got. But mostly I spent about, I think it was like $2,000 on mostly movies I bought off of HMV, Amazon, and that. I spent like 1,000 on oldies because I was buying a lot of the stuff in their sale. Because I think I bought about 300 titles from oldies for Black Friday.
Holy crap, man!
Yeah, because they had a massive sale on so much stuff that I wanted. So I spent so much money on there.
How many Tarzans?
Only that one set because I wanted to give it a go.
You need more. You need more Tarzan in your life.
Well, once I watch them, exactly. But once I watch them, I'll get more. It's just I want to give them a go. 14 Blu-rays, $120. That's not bad.
That's when you're gonna get down and watch them, right? It's gonna be like, she'll be like, "Hey, look at that, dude." I think I'll force myself to watch this one with you.
Hey, she always wants me to watch it. She always wants me to wear loincloths and run across the street and everything.
She's going to want you to wear loincloths even more after this.
Yeah.
So we got here.
You told me
blood.
MVD did have an ultimate sale, and that was part of the sale on oldies as well. And I got most of them from there.
Yeah.
So I also got a lot of erotic thrillers too.
I love those. That's an that's something I'd like to see. Somebody asked me a while back what I'd like to see Vinegar Syndrome do more of. Erotic thrillers. Get some of those like niche slashers that we don't have. The good ones, because there's still a few. What I like to see them do less of, and this is Malcolm's talking like this. Cat 3.
Oh, but Cat 3 needs more come out.
And shot on video. Let's shot on video.
Yes, let's shot on video. I agree.
Here's the thing: TerrorVision, Culture Shock, they kind of do it, and that's kind of been sort of their thing. And Saturn's Core, they do that stuff. I don't think that Vincent needs to dip their toes into wells of when another company's already doing that.
No, I agree.
Because it takes away from the smaller companies that
it's called greedy. They try and take it away.
Yeah, they're you got smaller companies trying to hustle to find a place there. Shot on video stuff can sometimes be gotten for, it's maybe gotten cheaper. For instance, it doesn't mean it's lesser.
Yeah.
It may be gotten cheaper, easier to.
It's the old blockbuster thing again, isn't it?
Yeah, they can work on my God. That's a really good analogy, Malcolm. Because you got these companies struggling under, right? You want to see TerrorVision, Culture Shock, the Fun City Editions, which I think is getting up there with Kino Criterion.
They got some great titles.
Oh, they're so good. They are so good. And then you see Vincent coming in and say, why don't we do some of those shot and video stuff? Why don't we do that? Yeah. Leave it to the companies that are going to need it more.
You've got plenty of stuff already to have your archive.
Yeah, you don't
need. Why do you need to? It's so stupid.
Great shot video called Catch or Want to See released. There you go. See, and that's cool. Stuff like that. I want to see. There's a movie called Iced. It's a slasher film, Iced, and it's and it has the girl that played Wednesday Addams in the original Addams Family. She's grown up and she's like the majority of the nude scenes in the film, actually. But it was a fun film. Watched with my dad, and we really enjoyed it. It's not available in physical media, so of course we watched it like streaming wise. And both of us were like, this is actually kind of cool. I'd buy that, right? I'd buy that movie.
Yeah.
But it's not out. It's not out. Yeah. But Prophecy 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that needed a 4K. Like, seriously, Malcolm?
It didn't. No, it didn't, did it? I mean, there's so many films that are coming out again, which when you want these ones that haven't. I mean, the other day on eBay, I picked up a whole lot of Olive Films releases for really cheap. All the John Wayne ones.
Good stuff, an underrated company. I mean, like, I know they didn't put a lot of features on their stuff, but their transfers were usually pretty immaculate. They did some really good transfers. I thought they were like one of those companies. They went under, but I liked them. I got I only got a handful, but I thought they did a good job with it.
DJ, I have a letterboxd.
I haven't used my letterbox in ages, but I'm going to start using it. Malcolm is shaming me into it, actually.
My letterbox is... I'll just put it because I ain't got my thing. So there you go. That's my letterbox.
I think now that I've got the PS5, when I get back to Morocco, we can start up a bit of a gaming club on the Patreon.
Hey, yeah, because we're on the same time zone as well.
Yep. See if we can get some other people in there. Yeah, we'll get some people in there. We'll have maybe do some streams. Hey, Senator Kato, welcome, man. Yep, you're 100% correct. Iced and Blood Frenzy were only ever on VHS.
Sure. But I would love DJ. So, hi, Cine. I think Iced is parent from Blood Frenzy were only on VHS. So these are the things. I want films that were only on VHS to come out.
Yeah, this is the stuff I want to see. Blood Beach, right? Want to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
We do.
Secure Killers.
Exactly. And even for like the Cat 3 stuff that's only ever been on VHS or DVD, right? Naked Killer. Did Naked Killer get a Blu-ray?
Naked Killer didn't get a Blu-ray, but got a DVD release. And that's one of my favorite KB3 films of all time.
That's the one.
Oh my word. I'm sorry, but I've just got to do the motion because I'm thinking about it. So imagine this is her and this is me down here. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. She was so dreamy when I was a kid. Oh, my word.
I had like a blue case, and I have that actually. I still have the DVD release.
The Hong Kong Legends one was phenomenal, the release.
I'm not sure if that's one I got or not. I have to check. I think I got a North American release.
Yeah, I think that was when the bluey green case, right?
Yeah, that's the one I think.
Yeah, the Hong Kong Legends one was like a white case with both the women on, with like one of them kind of thingied, and it was very sensual. We'll put it that way.
You want to see Godzilla
minus? I do want to see it.
I do. I want to see. There's a lot of movies I want to see. Right? Like it's a good time. I mean, like for some, and it's a bad time for films. Like I got to mention this before we go any further because I thought that was hilarious. So Bob Iger. said he thinks the thing wrong with Marvel. Because not getting into this too much, right? Not enough, like studio heads involvement.
Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. For those, there's an old saying, by the way, guys, that too many cooks spoil the broth, right?
Yeah.
Bob Iger disagrees with that, and he wants as many cooks in there as possible, just shoving stuff in. That's horrible.
Oh, your version was cut.
Yeah, it was actually. I remember having to get an uncut. I got the uncut version too. So did I? Where did it? Yeah, that's what
I remember when I met my wife in person. She went, "My God, you're uncut," and I went, "Just the way you like it, right?" And she went, "Oh yeah," and that's when it happened.
That's the Godzilla.
Last night, fantastic. Run to your cinema. Okay, well, I might be able to go to the cinema with Alex. We might see it.
I want to see.
I don't know, yeah.
I want to see it. God, there's a lot I want to see right now. I'm waiting for I want the next bottom to come out. Bombs come out. Like I want, I want the next bodies. I want to see something like that good.
Boys, toe.
More, yeah, bodies. And I think like for that movie, I hope they don't. I really do because
But
it's
to
a
be
good
fair,
one-off.
it's one of those one and done, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, like I don't think you can do like even if they did the standard like traditional ending. I really think it's a one and done type of thing. Like you don't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
Well, I think I want obviously Rachel Sennett. Now I'll say it on here every time. Like she's a star. Every freaking movie she's in, she takes lead. Whether you're watching her as a lead in Shiva Baby or watching like Bodies, or you're watching
Tell you
Bottom,
this:
like
when
she's
I
the one.
saw her in Boys, I didn't realize she was so stacked.
Oh really? You're not on her
Yeah,
Instagram?
she's really. Oh, so we know what you're doing tonight.
Yeah. No, but like she is. No, she is like that's what that was like. Yeah, she's super hot. But
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me on John Woo's side. No, it didn't sound very good. I was really disappointed with Manhunt when he did Manhunt a few years ago, and he's supposed to be remaking The Killer, isn't he, with women instead of the Chow Fat movie. So I don't know if that's going to be, made in Hong Kong or if that's made over in America.
now if you can get like a
I
Michelle
don't
Yeoh or
know.
something like that, that'd be awesome. Michelle Yeoh or something
Oh
like that.
yeah, of course. I'm not saying the women are not that great in Hong Kong because they've got some great stars. But what I mean is, I wish it would be a film that was different in the sense it was their own. Because I'd prefer that.
Here's the thing:
I like So Close was.
if it pisses off a section of the audience that I want to piss off,
Then you're happy.
then I'm happy. I'm like, what am I going? I'm not getting into this too much, but there's certain like people I think they just like just get upset.
Yeah, they get upset for the sake of it.
No, that's not all he said, dude. I read it. That is not all he said. He said some pretty stupid stuff, Al.
I do think I will say this about superheroes. I do think we have too many every year.
I think
And
yeah, it's getting a little bit
when
late.
because we've got so many versions now coming in and so many like DC and all that, and I do think it gets a bit much. I mean, for me, every time I go to the cinema, it's like, oh, I'm seeing the trailer for the next one. I'm seeing the trailer for this one. So there isn't that appreciation, they don't really connect as well now because of the big story being over, obviously, because they got to build on another one kind of
I
thing.
think what people have to realize too, when they're looking at movies, looking at like, okay, this movie didn't do well in the theater, or this movie like didn't do super well in the theater. The way people watch stuff is changing, man. Like,
Yeah,
a lot of people are like maybe as excited to watch a film, but they're watching it from home. They're watching. They're waiting for it to come out. They're waiting for it to stream. They're waiting for if it's coming on Disney Plus and if it's going to come on like Amazon or whatever. A lot of people it's just a bit more comfortable. Movies are expensive. Like buying groceries nowadays costs more.
way much
It
more.
costs more to do stuff like just in general. So when people are going about and saying, "Oh, I buy it," when you can get a 65-inch, 55-inch, 65-inch, 75-inch, whatever TV in your home, 4K cinema quality, nice surround sound type of thing, like you're watching a movie in your house, just like you would in the theater. It dissuades a bit for people going to
and you don't have to listen to the people eating their popcorn or screaming or all this other weird stuff. Don't have to worry about that one next to you touching your leg inappropriately.
That shady dude in the back.
The shady guy who's holding something, but he's actually rattling and going like this, and you're like, oh no. You'd have to put up with that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's sometimes actually really great to go into like I went and saw FNAF with my niece and my sister, and for the Five Nights at Freddy's, by the way.
Perfect name for it, NAF.
But for those, and it was a really good like experience because I sat with a bunch of people that were really into it, and like for me, like knows a bit about it, but not to that extent. It was great to see this audience that was like super reactive towards things, which it was a fantastic experience. It probably made it like better for me than just I may not have liked it as much. For instance, say if I just watched it at home by myself, I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm not quite sure. But like having this experience with a crowd, and that's what some of the super movies used to be like. But I do think that it's gotten to a point right now where I don't care if you're Marvel or DC, if you're Image, if you're Dark Horse or Top Cow, and you're putting in movies, whatever. There's just so much. I mean, there's only so much you can take. Same with Western, same with all this stuff. You read Twisted Cinemas, didn't you?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Retro theaters, I think it would be, for me, retro theaters are the way to go. Like, do theater stuff. Like, you want to follow the lead of the boutique labels in a way in the earlier years when they're putting out. Imagine going to the theater with your friend like Alex and going to see like a couple of classics that Alex wasn't old enough to see in theater. Like,
true.
Even you weren't old enough to see in theater. Going to see like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974 in theater, like paired up with like Black Christmas. Or
he wasn't old enough to watch Urban Legend when it came out.
There you go. My better half, a massive fan of Flash Gordon, right? You know the film.
Yeah, Flash Gordon.
She grew up. Flash Gordon. She grew up like with having the VHS. Was really so. Eventually, it came to St. John's during a digital film festival, and you can't imagine how excited she was to go to the theater and watch this movie. Like, she has all the Funkos, that she was a massive fan of, Like, she was so excited, and just watching it through her eyes. Like, I've been old enough to see it in theater. You know, I'm 7 years older than my better half. But her seeing it, like, it was such a great experience to see her like so excited. Yeah. Well, that's truly.
It's a great movie.
I was in the store, Sunrise today, and I almost picked up a couple things actually. But I said I'm going to wait because I'm waiting till next pay period to get that.
I've got to say something there. Aaron is a massive taste, right, when it comes to movie buying. He'll send me messages going, oh, should I get this? What's this one like? What's that one like? Right? And it'll go on sometimes for over an hour, right? And I'm like, oh, he must have bought something. So then I message, go, where'd you pick up? And he goes, no, I didn't pick anything up yet. And I'm sitting there hitting the chair up because I'm like, why? Why is he not bought it? You know? But it's funny, but yeah. Yeah, I can tell you who is releasing Ice, actually. Second Sight are releasing Ice in 4K with 5 discs, a soundtrack, and a big block of ice.
I cannot imagine.
You get in the first 10 minutes.
For those who've seen
Ice,
Ice,
imagine getting a free block of ice if you peeled in the first 10 minutes, and it coming to you in a box on top of the stuff. By the time it gets melted,
you know what I would put in Ice? You know what I would put in Ice? In all seriousness, I'm not sure you've seen the movie yet.
What's that?
But and those who've seen it are going to know immediately why. An old school answering machine, like a replica of an old school 80s answering machine. And if you see
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want to see. Yeah, things are changing, and people are like, oh, this movie bombed, and this movie bombed. This must mean this movie's horrible. Lots of movies bombed. Lots of great movies bombed. Amazing movies.
Reservoir Dogs bombed.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs, a fantastic freaking film. So like,
the Pulp Fiction, didn't it first?
Yeah. So anybody, like, if you look at a movie and it didn't do well, and you're like, oh, look, here's my reason for this movie. This movie's horrible. Look, it didn't do well. Citizen Kane didn't do well. Okay. It's a classic now. A lot of movies.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like some of these movies that bomb are classics or anything like that. I'm not even going with that. I'm just saying that can't be your measuring stick. This movie didn't do well in the theater, because if it did, you wouldn't be buying any of this stuff. So if I get somebody like, oh, I didn't like what, I don't know. What's the last 2 Marvel movies came out? I forget.
Uh,
Ant-Man the Wasp or something. Ant-Man Quantumanium, right? I don't like Quantumanium. It didn't do very well in the theater. Must be a horrible movie. Maybe it is. Okay. I thought it
yeah.
was okay. I thought it was all right. But so it's like saying it's not a good movie because it didn't make a lot of money. Like, yeah, no, like that's bullshit. Like none of us would be buying any of these movies if we believed if we actually believed that
Yeah.
in our heart of hearts. We wouldn't buy any of these movies. We wouldn't be buying Vinegar Syndrome. We wouldn't be buying Severin because we're buying the bonds. And all that being
Yeah.
said, the
I I don't think streaming is killing for the most part. The reason I say that is because I agree on the sense of the Disney stuff.
it's hurting Disney. That's
I
for
agree
sure.
on the sense of Disney stuff because you can wait for it to go on Disney, right? But when it comes to other movies that are not a part of Disney, it can be very.
Are we still there? I'm not sure if you can't hear me. You can't hear Malcolm. You can't hear one of us. So not that much right now. Yeah, let me know in the chat section which one of us you can hear at this time. Because for me, I would say that I couldn't hear for a second, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I didn't know what if you froze up or if I froze up.
No, can you hear me?
Okay, no, you froze up on us. I did because sometimes I'm not quite sure which of us froze up, because you never know. I think and it's harsh because right now, like I like the movie Hush a lot. Like it was on Netflix, right? It was a Mike Flanagan film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going out. That's gone. I think it's gone.
Okay.
It's not going off. It's gone. And there's no physical release. Like, I hate that. I hate that. Like, I can't buy.
It's about the Netflix one.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, that sucks. That's a great film.
And Mike Flanagan's finished off with Netflix, so more than likely they'll be cycling in some new stuff. And David Zaslav started a very dangerous thing for creative for people watching and for creators, because David Zaslav took Batgirl and a whole bunch of stuff and he trashed it for money. He trashed art for money. I don't care what you think of the movie. Like, it's still anything that's being made, whether I like it or not, Alex Underground, whatever, it's still art. It's still something that was made by somebody. So for a tax write-off. And when he did that, and he got away with it, and people supported him, and some people did support him for doing this, which I think is utterly disgusting. I'm not going to lie. Other studios took notice. Other studios started to do that. And streaming services have already been like taking things off and doing like that. But now, like Disney did it too. And it's utterly disgusting when Disney took off Willow. That is, that truly sucks.
Well, I've noticed recently that there's been a lot more streaming service movies actually been released on disc. I mean, not as many as there should be. Not many as there should be, but it's happening.
Whoever gets Hush is a lucky company. What a good movie. I mean, it's why when people, like, for me, I can't go. I can never go totally streaming. I can never go totally digital. But I don't like belabor anybody that has, and I don't think because everybody's got, like I said at the beginning of this video, we come cyclical all around. We always do with this. That everybody has their own way to collect, and if you've got a digital library and you're proud of your digital library, you've collected it, you bought it, and all this type of stuff, good for you, good on you.
Yeah, but you can lose it any moment, can't you? There was somebody the other day on an article I read that lost over 300 of their digital library because of some loophole.
That's rough. But at the end of the day, like, I got physical copies, and I like to say I have them forever type thing. But let's just say there's an earthquake, like there was, and I lose stuff. I still, I guess I can still lose stuff, right? I still think physical is the best way to have it, and 100% go with physical over digital.
Well, they need to, because the whole out of print stuff's getting ridiculous on Fox stuff.
I don't think so. I think he's going to bring someone in to do it kind of worse. It's going to get worse.
I personally think by the time I'm like 80, Disney will own almost everything.
Where were those people, Jason?
Even the banks.
Batgirl got canceled. Where are those people when Batgirl got canceled? I mean, Bob Iger's setting up. And the crazy thing is Bob Iger is more pro physical media than the guy that before him was. And we're still getting this. It's a scary time now that the heads of companies, like, they've wanted this for ages. Ever since VHS became a thing, guys. Ever since VHS became a thing, studios, it freaks studios out. Oh my God, people can own our movies. People can like pirate our movies and power scenes and anti-theft and all this type of stuff on there. So when studios discovered they could find a way to sell you their movie and still keep it and not physically give you anything.
Yeah.
There was salivating. There was salivating with those companies, because this is right up the alley.
I think if it went to there was no media, I would never ever pay for a digital.
Well, there's other ways. Like, that's the thing, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'd go that way. I mean, when I was younger, I used to. You know, I think you should be able to. I think anything you want, you should be able to have it on disc officially. There's films in people's collections that I want, but have never been released.
There's films in Malcolm's collection that I want.
If you only went through my collection, it'd be all day.
There you go. Well, that's the thing. Like, you'd be out and you wouldn't realize till I was.
I'd love to see how you'd get in.
But don't you know? I'm like, what's the movie?
You're like Robert Patrick, right? You can split through doors.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Can't do any more because, you know, it's copyright.
Yep. But my ass might explode if I don't stop stuffing it with books and movies. Right now, there's a comic book movie fatigue, and the budget's insane. You know, it's funny.
The budget, lower the budgets on some of those movies, because that's one of the big killer things on this stuff. We don't need $300 million or close to $1 billion budget to a point where you can't make money back. And they're like, oh my God, I've only made $700 million. I can't make my money back. Then make cheaper freaking movies.
What was it I read ages ago? That some Game of Thrones episodes were like 100 million to make?
Yeah, and luckily, though, Game of Thrones, Malcolm, when that ended, it's complete without controversy. Everybody loved it. We all stood up and applauded.
They did. I loved it. It was the greatest. Even the stars loved it when they were asked about.
Yeah, and afterwards, the people that made it did so well that their Star Wars like movies got greenlit and just did so amazing right now. Speaking of fatigue,
I think
Star Wars.
I think that's why House of Dragons is so dark, to save money. Because every scene is so dark in the new one. Oh.
Like, there's fatigue. I don't know if it's just comic book fatigue, it's like franchise fatigue. Like, as in, like, the big franchise, like Star Wars.
I mean, who isn't sick and tired of Fast and the Furious?
But, dude, in the new Fast and Furious movie, like, the plot's been spoiled for me. In it. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a bit family. Just putting that out there. I know, you're shocked, right? There's going to be this incredible high-speed car chase, and they're going to do things that are physically impossible for cars to do. Literally, that's every Fast and Furious movie.
I still think the best moment in one of those movies, I think it was number 9, was when he drove to that bridge bit, hit a rope, went down, swung over, and got onto the other side in the car. I was like, how the hell do you do that? And then the other one, where I think it was number 7, where they crashed through the window, went flying over into the other building.
How are these not shot on video sci-fi films? Because they have the feel of them, don't they, man? They have
Yeah,
the
they
feel
do.
of like
They
sci-fi
do.
like films, like, and it's weird
Oh,
because that's what's popular now. Like for a while, remember the Sharknado movies? They did like 6 of them.
oh yeah. People love them, didn't they? Ooh.
Cameron just ran on Max. It's so great. Watch that. It's like heavy metal. Oh, that is. Oh, I love Mobius, man. I friggin' love Mobius.
I got a great show to recommend everybody. It's called Oak Island. It's where they dig up on an island called Oak Island every episode for 40 minutes, looking for maybe coins.
Hey, wasn't that
My
shot
wife
in
has
Nova?
watched.
Wasn't that shot in
What's
Nova
that?
Scotia?
I think so, because that's
Yeah,
where it is, isn't it? Oak Island.
yeah, yeah. Like I think it's like where I used to live, Nova Scotia. I think they shot it near there.
Yeah. My wife, she watches that like religiously when it comes on, and I'm just like this when I'm like,
It's like Ghost Hunters for
which
me,
is
where no, you know nothing's going to happen, and if anything happens, you can't. It's going to be very vague. You know what I mean?
yeah, and the fact that it goes on, yeah, the fact that it goes on for like what feels like 40 seasons is like, oh. This year alone, we had the Marvels, Blue Beetle, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Flash, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Ant-Man 3, and Aquaman 2.
I got to say,
Wow.
The Flash had the absolute best CGI I've ever seen. What
The best bit
amazing!
of that is the babies. The babies, you
Oh
know.
my god, I was
I love that.
on the edge of my seat. I thought those were real babies and not like nightmare fuel. Completely right.
That Flash, I didn't like it that much. I saw it in the cinema, but yeah, on Black Friday, I actually bought the 4K.
Yeah, I'll buy it too. Like just for the like cameos and stuff alone. Like, as problematic as that actor is, and he is freaking problematic. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah, I thought like he was sadly like the best part of the film. Uh,
Yeah,
but I really think they should have
I
recast.
preferred the actual Flash version to the younger version of him. The younger version did my head in the cinema. I was like, oh, when's this going to end?
I have not still watched. I like the first Shazam movie. I have not watched Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Like it might be good. I don't know.
I've got the Steelbook of the second one, and I put it on, and I turned it off after 20 minutes because I got bored.
Aquaman 2, I don't expect to be like super good, big either. Like I'm like
No, well, it can't be.
they said, like
Aquaman 1 was bad enough.
I'm gonna say something controversial, and like please don't like be too mean on me from it. So the girl in it, the one the lead female, well the
Yeah.
supposed lead female from the first one, she only has like 20 minutes in the movie altogether, I think, like completely.
Oh, wow.
And like I'm gonna put it out there, like Jason Momoa, as you know, is good looking dude, and he's there for the ladies. Amber Heard is was there for us. So I'm like no, because I like the first one.
I think what's going to happen is she gets killed off,
No, they won't kill
right?
her.
And Jason Momoa realizes that all this time he's wanted her dad, played by Dolph Lundgren, because they're both big guys, and you spend most of the time with them being in love with each other and seducing each other. I think that'd be fun.
Well, what's going to happen is they're going to recast everything because Jason Momoa's no longer going to be Aquaman. He's going to be Lobo. That's where it's going. And hopefully, I think from what I heard, she went and like left the country and went to a different country and tried to like live her life. And then this like article, I don't want to talk about it too much. It depresses me actually. I get super depressed when I talk about it because I think people can be really, really mean. I recently saw like this video, and it was like one of the I think it was Millie Bobby Brown or something like that, and she was just trying to like have lunch type thing.
Yeah.
This person was there with like kind of, hey, can I take a video of you? Can I take a video of you type thing? And she said no, like she's living it, doing her. I said, well, what do you know? What you're ungrateful and all this type of thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to stick by this. People that do this camera, go on do acting, they do that type of stuff. That's that their job is
Yeah.
to act in a movie and play a part and do a role. And when they got to go out and do the publicity for it, do the publicity for it, that type
Yeah.
of thing. And with that being said, that's all. If you enjoy the movie, that's great, and if you become fans of certain actors and people, that's fantastic. That is all that they owe you. They do
Yeah.
not owe you to stop because you went to see their movie. They don't owe you.
Well, you
And
know,
it that's
happened.
their job is to make it. They've made that film. If they're,
Yeah.
some people will come out and they'll be with the fans and do all this stuff and great. And some people just want to have a quiet, personal, private
Yeah.
life, especially if you're younger, like Millie Bobby. She's a kid. Like to me, she's a kid. I guess she's an adult now, but she's still a kid to me, right?
Yeah. She's
She's
still a
like
kid.
20, whatever. Let him have time to grow up.
Well, that happened to Tom Hanks. He was walking with his wife and they were following him and they knocked his wife over.
Yeah,
And he turned around, he said, go to the car. And he basically told them to F off. He said that. And they said, oh, you feel this. And he went, what, push my wife over? And was so angry about it for obvious reasons.
And the thing that comes up, Malcolm, is people will say, well, why did they get in this job in the first place if they didn't want, no, their job doesn't say you get to harass them. The job doesn't say you get to be in their face. The job doesn't say they have to make a movie with you. They have to be on your TikTok. The job says they have to make their movie, do their job. That is their job.
I mean, the problem is what these people don't realize is they're basically cockroaches going towards food. Because unless you've got permission,
there's a scariness of parasocial relationships.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons so many people in the business end up, in a terrible situation when we sadly might not have them anymore.
Rebecca Schaefer, a young actress, was on a show I used to really like. I look forward to watching it every week. My Sister Sam, Pam Dauber, been more community. She came on, did My Sister Sam. It was a really fun series, a great, great show. Because of one of these type of people who couldn't separate. He knocked on her door, and Rebecca Schaefer is no longer around. So,
well, the same thing almost happened to John Lennon, didn't it? John Lennon opened his door, and this guy got all through him, and he actually invited him in for a cup of tea, talked to him, and said it's okay, and the guy left.
That's the thing. I mean, it's not a deep part that I want to go down or deep, but it just hit me. As in, people invest, and I get it. I mean, but that's you gotta. We got deep, man. We got deep.
Always happens.
Come for the movies, stay for the deep talk.
Yes, the deep talk. That's where it's at.
Jack Handy, right? Deep thoughts with Jack Handy. But let's get back to movies. Let's get back to the movie set. I soon got to go. There's a thing tomorrow. It's like a geeky kind of Christmas thing going on, with kind of a craft fair, geek stuff, and all this.
Oh, nice! Are you going with your family?
Oh yeah, I'm going with my nieces, my sister, and my mom's going on. We're all going to go together and kind of have fun with it.
Nice, proper family Christmas thing.
Hogan's the only show watching TV. I'm holding it for a Templar treasure. There you go. That'd be cool, man.
I think everybody is at the moment. I tell you, they've found some good things, but they've not found that one big magical thing. Sometimes I think they plant the things there, like in the mud. Like, oh, look what we found.
Man, can you imagine? There is such emotional up and down roller coaster for our videos, Malcolm. It truly is.
Yep. It is. That's why you like them so much.
That's it. This is why we do stuff like this. This is why, guys, you watch for this seamless transition. You ready? This is why you like, share, and subscribe.
Oh,
here we go. And because you hit the notification bell because you want to know when we're doing this crazy, wacky stuff. And you stick around for the whole video because you never know what's going to be around the next turn.
That's true.
That and We tell it like it is. We make keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real and keeping it, unpredictable.
Drinking our Pepsi.
Yeah. And plunging it.
That was a massively big moment, man.
Yeah, to be fair to it, it was one of those moments where it was denied so much. It was like, could it? Could it? And then at the end, it was great. It was at the end of the event too, because it was one of those things where you're like, oh, nothing's going to happen because there's no reason to.
Yeah, and they put
You
up
know what I mean?
the thing,
Yeah.
the copyright thing.
That's what I mean. There was no reason for that to happen. So when it did, it was really shocking.
Ouch. Clean cut, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting clean cut again for a bit. For at least another month, anyway, until I got to shave it off again.
Hey, are you going to shave it again before you go back to Morocco?
Yeah, well, I don't know because I got a really good barber in Morocco, so I might wait for him. He's really, really good. But this was good. I went to head first, and I got to say they did a good job. Well, I think they did a good job anyway. And it was so nice to get because I went in feeling like I looked about 80 with the beard and stuff. Like I do find after a while when the beard gets a bit, that it I'm not gonna lie, it does. It's gray and silver. It makes me look older. It does make me look older.
Real my beard, right? It's all grey here and black hair. It's really weird. So I get what you mean.
But it's that's the thing. And I go shave it down, and it does. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I look a little bit younger now, and I don't have to worry about every time I drink.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Yeah, gets wet and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because it's wet and it's sticky, and you got to go, and you're rubbing your face for
the worst part is when you're eating food, and you go to the bathroom, you look in the mirror because you're going to wash your hands, and you go, oh no. Yeah. How long have I had that bit of pizza sauce there? Or
I hate that, especially the pizza sauce or spaghetti or something like that, because you can see the red or orange right there, right? It's
you're just like, oh, people saw this.
I was having Little Caesars last week, and I'm like, oh. Luckily, I've been inside and nobody can see me except for my nieces and my sister mom, which it's been great. I got to give a shout out to my sister. I'm here at my sister's, which has been incredible, and she's been really great. Yeah. I'm so proud of my nieces. They're doing amazing. They're amazing kids. So my kids, who I'm super proud of, and my mom, who comes up and she's up 2 or 3 times a week, and she's bringing me Tim Hortons when I'm working, which is amazing. It is so cool. It's nice. And I miss my better half.
It's nice.
But it's nice to get that time with my family, because right now it's Malcolm knows I'm working a lot, so we haven't been able to do as much as we want to do, because we do that's the thing. When I was in Morocco, we're able to do a lot more videos and even talk more, because I've just been I've just become some days I'll finish work, guys, and I'll go over there. I will go lie down. I will pass out. I won't even eat supper. I'll just pass right out.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's watching Critters 3. Oh, I love the Critters movies. I will give a shout out here to another YouTube channel, Planet CHH, who did a video recently on Scream Factory movie boxes, which I really liked. I love the video, actually.
Nice. I like Critters, The Omen, The Fly.
Yeah,
stuff actually,
it tagged a lot of those. And Critters is one that is just really near and dear to my heart, because I love that series of films. I think they're really fun. Even the cheesiest one is fun. And the fact that Scream Factory put all of them out with a special box set and gave them all making ofs, brand new making ofs, that was freaking amazing.
Wasn't one of them Leonardo DiCaprio's first film?
Yeah, in part 3.
Yeah.
And I think Angela Bassett's in part 4.
I think so, yeah.
So some big names.
I ain't seen them in years, but I remember loving them.
Do you have the set?
I remember them. I just don't remember all the people that were in them.
Do you have the set?
I did have, but I got rid of it while I was moving.
I always figured part 2 would be your favorite, because they got the penthouse playing it.
Yes, thought so. Critters Attack, I didn't like that much.
Critters, I don't know what that is. I don't think that exists.
That was the. I think that was kind of like the reboot.
No. You see,
Oh, okay. I get now. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that answers your question there.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't exist in my world. Because the Critters 4 movies were so much fun that like having that come in, like I can't do it.
And they're very much of their time.
They are very much at their time, but they're still fun to watch.
I still think out of them, Hobgoblins and Gremlins, I still prefer the Critters.
Oh yeah, same here. Got to go with the Crites.
Yeah.
With that being said, guys, here's the thing: if you are on the Patreon, what we have coming up are the yearly scorecards for the companies. Not only that, but this year, maybe during one of those yearly scorecards, maybe on their own, we will be going out and ranking every single Vinegar Syndrome partner label. We'll be adding TerrorVision and Culture Shock to the scorecards for the very first time, which has never happened before. We've done like the other stuff. We're going to look and probably debate some of these here companies. I have some thoughts, maybe some strong thoughts going in.
Yeah, I think so.
Get the fisticuffs, guys.
One thing you got to realise, guys, as well, is even though there might be strong faults, there'll all be valid points and there'll be valid discussion. There's not going to be anything like, I don't like, for instance, I'm not going to go, I don't like TerrorVision because there's not enough women working there, or, you know what I mean? Stuff like, it's going to be proper reasons.
Yeah, like we always do it. And the good thing about this year is I'm not doing the solo. I got Malcolm in here. I might try to get someone else. I'll talk about after we get off the stream, actually. That a certain person that's worked with us before, at least for one of them. And you'll know it is. You probably know it is right now. But thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is Aaron. This is
Malcolm. Oh.
And we will see you right here next time.
See you soon, guys.